Right, thank you for joining today's webinar about seasonal jobs and skills development as college students. So let me introduce myself. My name is Joseph Chung, career advisor at St. James campus. My academic portfolio is culinary and hospitality programs, but I'm currently working with all program students. So I hope today you may get good insights how you can identify seasonal job opportunities and how you can present your relevant employable skills on your resume. That's the two main agenda for today. And before we dive into the details, I want to ask you true or false questions to really ramp up our mind before we go into the details. So please type your answer in the chat, whether you know the answer. So I have a couple of questions I want to ask about overall job search. So let's look at the first question. The average person in Canada takes 6 to 8 weeks to find career-related work. True or false? Right, so yes, it may take longer, especially on the pandemic. So that means we need to be more resilient and patient in our job search. What about the second question? To job search effectively, I need to spend about 35 hours per week. What do you think? So this question actually helps us to think that searching job itself can be a full-time job. So to really land on your target positions, you may want to spend almost 35 hours per week. So that's almost full-time hours. It requires a lot of effort and time as well. What about the next question? Job search relies on luck, being in the right place at the right time. What do you think? True or false? So we heard this probably so many times. You need to be at right place at right time. Yes, that is how many people land on their job. But job searching itself doesn't necessarily rely on the luck. So it requires some research. So I'm in today's webinar, I'm going to show you how you can find the really good opportunities and where you can find those seasonal jobs. What about the next question? On average, 25% of all job opportunities never get posted. True or false? Yes, it's true. And you probably heard about the word hidden job market, which means those job opportunities never posted on job board, which means we need to build our network to get those informations and get referrals from people who is already working within your target companies. So I always emphasize networking is more than important than just online job applications. What about the next questions? The more resumes I send out, the more likely it is I'll be successful. True or false? It's false. And sometimes people just complain. For example, I send out 100 resume last week and I don't get any responses. It's not about the quantity of resume you are sending out. Sometimes the quality of resume is more important. So today we are going to briefly touch base how you can really present your relevant skills for your target positions as well. Right, so that's enough to get started. So today we are going to look at the seasonal opportunities. So what is seasonal job? According to Indeed, seasonal work is a temporary employment that reoccurs around the same time every year. Businesses that primarily have more customers during specific seasons hire seasonal employees for extra help during their busiest times. So we are now approaching busiest time of the season. So Black Friday and Christmas, Boxing Day is all around the corner. So those typical positions you may see around this time, that's all seasonal positions. And if I'm going to ask you what was your seasonal job opportunity you already have, probably you may say, I worked at the camp, summer camp as a counselor, or you did some snow plowing during the winter time. Those opportunities are typically seasonal job opportunities. So many companies have seasonality in terms of hiring. So some job opportunities will be more often during the winter or summertime. So we are looking at those seasonal job opportunities. And those seasonal jobs can be a full-time, part-time, or even casual in terms of their employment types. So when you look for seasonal job opportunities, we cannot ignore a big impact happened this year. That's COVID-19. So according to World Economic Forum, it was a recent stats, COVID-19 has dramatically affected labor market in general. We all know that. And especially when you look for seasonal job opportunities, it says it was fallen by 11% this year, less job opportunities. But good news, many companies are still hiring many jobs. But there are some changes, as you can see in this chart. Customer service role went down, but there's a huge increase in loading and stocking because many business rely on online business while we are practicing social distancing. So you may see those opportunities way more than before. And retail, it seems like we have more opportunities in retail under this pandemic. And sales role went down a little bit. So depending on the role you are interested, you may see different opportunities. While you are considering these seasonal opportunities, especially on the pandemic, you may want to ask yourself whether you are willing to work meeting other people. Even if some organizations they have a strict safety measures in place, you may want to check your risk tolerance level, whether you want to have those opportunities or whether you want to look for remote job opportunities only. So some people may find really good opportunities working in healthcare settings, whether you are okay working in healthcare setting as well. So those questions you might want to ask yourself or take some time to reflect. What is your risk tolerance level? Because we are in modified stage 2 and most GTA, so there are some concerns in this second wave. So now let's look at what other major industries you could find typical seasonal job opportunities. So out of many different industries out there, I identified 5 industries that has a typical seasonal demand. So retail, food industry, hospitality and tourism, construction, and healthcare. All right, so when you think of seasonal job opportunities, many of you probably already thinking retail industry. So you can find clothing, electronic, health, jewelry shops, and many different roles will be available in retail industry. You could work as a cashier, sales associate, and as I mentioned earlier, because of online business has a significant increase this year. So many companies like Amazon, they are looking for warehouse workers or inventory clerk or stocking. So you may be able to find those opportunities as well. So for those who are not really willing to risk yourself going out and meeting other customers at the store, you may look for remote opportunities working as customer service rep. because there will be many phone calls, many businesses need to take care of. So you may want to see whether you could find call center agent position in retail industry. Next is food industry. So traditionally, food industry hires many students for their seasonal positions. So, but on the pandemic, food industry is one of the industry that was greatly impacted by pandemic. Since many parts of GTA are now modified stage 2, many restaurants are only allowed to serve customers in patios. Some restaurants need to solely rely on takeout services. Fine dining restaurants got more affected than fast food restaurants. Since many businesses rely on takeout only, so you may see more demand in food delivery services like Google Eats. So you may find driver or deliverer positions on Indeed when you search seasonal job opportunities in food industry. So you may want to branch out to more essential services like grocery stores. You may easily find some grocery stores looking for cashier. Or if you are comfortable working in healthcare setting like long-term care homes, where more strictly safety measures are required, you may also find opportunities in this area as well. Next industry is hospitality industry. So again, hospitality industries is struggling a lot these days under this pandemic. So you may not able to find many job opportunities compared to previous years. Hopefully, we may have vaccine available by next spring so that you may be able to find many opportunities for next summer. Having said this, some resort actually have some really good opportunities as well. So some of you, I don't know whether you attended employer event with the Four Seasons. We had 2 employer sessions with the Four Seasons Whistler. And throughout the session, I noticed those resorts outside of GTA or in BC, they are doing relatively well compared to those major hotels in GTA. So I asked what is a typical occupancy rate these days. He explained during the weekdays it's about 20%, but some weekends it's more than 60%. It's you may not able to find any high occupancy rate like this in GTA. So in GTA, hotels occupancy rate is only 10-12%. But Four Seasons Whistler, on average, they have 40% occupancy. So Lucas, the assistant director in HR, he was hiring many opportunities even for winter, and he's looking for candidates for summer next year. So you may want to look for those resort hotel outside of GTA to find good opportunities. And hopefully we may have a vaccine available soon so that we may be able to see many opportunities for you to work in theme parks or event planning companies, in ride operator, housekeeper, tour guide, front of office, back of the house as well. Next industry is construction. So construction industry is one of the industry that has been relatively doing quite well even under this pandemic. As you know, there are construction projects pretty much everywhere in GTA. Even in my neighborhood, there are 2 houses now currently under renovation. So when you look for seasonal opportunities, you may be able to find general labor or construction helper positions on Indeed. The next industry is healthcare. So healthcare industry is one of the 2 industries I see huge increase. So one is IT and healthcare. You may see more demand in these 2 industries. So especially healthcare, because we are experiencing global health crisis, many hospitals, long-term care clinics, they're all looking for nurses, personal support worker, and support aide. And as you probably know, because of the health crisis in many long-term care homes, the government made decisions to train people through Red Cross, and then you will be able to work as a support aide in long-term care environment. So if you are willing to spend your time for you to get some short training and work in long-term care environment, you will be able to find some opportunities as well. And if you are nursing students, as you probably know, you could work as a personal support worker in long-term care while you are studying your nursing programs. So lots of opportunities in healthcare industry, and you may be able to see many career fair happens to hire many personal support workers and nurses and support aid as well. So how to get those seasonal job opportunities? So traditionally, many people just walk around your neighborhood and you find some sign at the restaurant. It says hiring, and you can just walk into that restaurant and talk to the manager. And then sometimes you just land on a job as a server or prep cook. That's a typical way to get a seasonal job opportunities in restaurant industry. And this day, while we are practicing social distancing, probably what you want to do is you want to search seasonal, and you can put GTA or Toronto on Indeed, and then you may be able to find many seasonal job opportunities as well. And whether you are looking for seasonal job or after you graduate, you are looking for your target positions in your target industry, networking is really, really key. So I always emphasize use LinkedIn to find your target industry professionals within your target companies so that you can build your professional network. And when you get those people's insights and suggestions, how you can land on your target positions, you will be mostly successful in that way. So networking is really, really key. And attending virtual career fair or employer sessions, we always organize on campus virtually these days. That's another way you can find really good opportunities. So, for example, in next month, Center for Business, they do have virtual career fairs. So they organize 13 employers sessions with many different companies. So when you attend those companies, you will be able to find what skill sets they are looking for and what are the typical positions you may find with those companies. So attending those career fair, and if you are a hospitality student, I have a future employer session with JW Marriott. So you may be able to find how other resorts outside of GTA doing well and what are the opportunities you may be able to find in those resorts outside of GTA. So always check GB Careers event site to see what's going on this day at the Career Center. And when you look for seasonal job opportunities, there are key essential items you want to prepare yourself. I always say you need to bring your ammo. So what do you need to prepare before you actually looking for those opportunities or even apply for those positions? So obviously you need to prepare your resume and cover letter for that seasonal job opportunities. And sometimes I noticed our students, they just list everything. So if you are looking for retail sales or associate positions, you need to really optimize all your information for that specific position. So again, you need to look for job postings again and carefully identify what keywords you want to use and what skill sets you want to highlight. So your resume should be really short, concise, hopefully maybe within 1 page, maximum up to 2 pages. Really highlight and present your relevant skills. And you may want to prepare your elevator pitch when you walk in the store and looking for opportunities. You need to be able to say when they ask, tell me about yourself. So how would you present who you are, what you are good at, and what you can do for the companies? So that's the key concept about preparing your elevator pitch. And the more question you want to uh, ask based on your research, asking as many questions to show how passionate you are about that opportunity. That's one way to show your interest and desire working with that companies. So another focus of today's webinar is highlighting how you could highlight your relevant skills. As I mentioned earlier, on your resume or in your interview, you may want to really highlight the relevant skills. So you may have all different skill sets you have been developing over the years. And employers, they also looking for many different skill sets in that specific skills job, seasonal job opportunities. Right? So you may want to emphasize what's overlapping skill sets you could identify from the job postings, and you want to highlight that relevant skills either on your resume or in your interview situation. So, for example, if you are interested in getting sales associate positions with a retail company, so what are the relevant skills you may need to highlight on your resume? So, depending on the positions, it may require different skill sets. Typical skill set they are looking for when they hire sales associate will be money handling skills, how you can really upsell the product or services, and how you can really communicate with their customers. So these skill sets should be really stand out from your resume. And how can you do that? So when you describe your previous work experience, or whether you highlight your project experience at school as a college student, think about what skill set you could really highlight. So for example, if one of the job qualification requirement is you need to provide good responses and answering those customers' inquiries, here's an examples how you can really highlight your skill sets and the result in your description. So this person begin with a powerful action verb to demonstrate how this person handled customer inquiries. So provided informed responses to 25, 30 customers daily. So that's how many people you actually comfortable interacting, and how you answer and how you solve their problems over the phone or by email. So by answering their inquiries in a friendly and professional manner, and what are the results? So to ensure excellent customer service. So in this way, this is what we call accomplishment statement. Instead of listing duties and responsibilities, you want to highlight what you actually achieve. And at the same time, you want to highlight the key skills requirement in your descriptions. So how a seasonal job will help you develop employable skills. So sometimes when I have an appointment with a student, many students sometimes think they don't have any relevant skills for their target positions. For example, yesterday, I have a one-on-one appointment with one accounting student. She was currently working as a server at one of the local restaurants, and she has a concern that she doesn't have any accounting related experience. So I asked what skills she's actually using while she's working as a server. And she mentioned and described she's using good communication skills to understand their customers and try to use problem solving skills when some client customers complaints about the dish. So she's using quite a lot of relevant skills that might be transferable for her future accounting related job opportunity. So think about how you can really develop the common people's skills for your future job opportunities. So seasonal job opportunities will provide an opportunity for you to develop those key soft skills many employees are looking for. So according to LinkedIn research, let's look at top 5 soft skills. Many employers says they are all looking for these top 5 soft skills: creativity, persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. So on the pandemic, we all developing these 5 skill set actually. So probably you are all learning everything all virtually. So you need to really adapt how you learn, how you communicate with other classmates when you are working on group projects. So collaboration, how you adapt under this pandemic, and you need to use your emotional intelligence to really understand some of your classmates who is really struggling this day, and you are actually developing those skill sets as well. So seasonal job, think about while you are working as a sales associate or cashier, think about those skill sets you could develop and you could highlight those soft skills for your future opportunities as well. So this month we have employer event with Ricky, and one of the questions one student asked, what skill sets, what are the top 3 skill sets you are looking for when they hire a college student? And she mentioned we are looking at personality, because obviously this is retail environment in fashion store. They are looking for really outgoing person who can really going out, looking after their customers, using good communication skill sets, and who could provide really good customer service skills. So many seasonal job actually requires these skill sets, and these skills could be transferable for your future job opportunities. So after learning all this, now we know what are the typical seasonal job opportunities out there and how you can present your relevant skills or how you can develop typical people's skills for your future career development. And what are the practical steps you need to consider? So what should you do next? So I will encourage you to visit Career Center to have career conversation with one of our peer coaches, if you are working on your resume, or if you need some help in terms of your job search, you can make an appointment with an advisor. So we can provide different strategies, and we can brainstorm idea how you can build your network within your target industry, within your target companies. And sometimes some seasonal job opportunities has specific time frame for their hiring. So you need to identify the target seasonal job postings from Indeed or any job board out there, and you may want to apply only. So start networking and talk to as many people you could. That's how you can get good referrals and good informations. And you want to do research about your target companies, at least 5 to 10 companies. So that's all I prepared. So at the end, I want to really encourage you to visit the virtual career center as much as you could, because there are so many good things happening at the virtual career center. So if you need help in terms of your resume, LinkedIn profile, our career peer coach is available from 9:30 to 30. So you don't need to make an appointment. You can just drop by and they are going to help you. We have developed many different resources. So you can look for many different resources at Virtual Career Center. And as I mentioned earlier, we have so many different events throughout the year. If you are business students, we have Virtual Career Fair happens from November 16th to 19th. So we have 13 employer sessions you could attend, and you can build your industry connections for those who are presenting. And if you're a hospitality student, JW Marriott will be presenting their opportunities on November November 25th. I didn't post it yet, but the information will be posted on GB Careers soon. And we have many different career webinars throughout the year, so you can learn many things from our webinars, and you could make an appointment with one of our career advisor to have a really deep dive career conversation. So we can help you if you need any help in terms of job search, personal branding. So look for our availability and you can make an appointment. And we also have Instagram live session every Thursday at noon. Tomorrow I will be doing Ask an Advisor session, so you can ask any question in live session. I will do my best to answer any question. So many good things happening. So always check what's going on at Virtual Career Center. So that's all I prepared. So do you have any questions? I will encourage you to type your question in the chat. And I'm going to also ask you to provide your feedback. So we have $50 Amazon gift card ready. So for those who fill out this survey, we are going to select 2 students to give our gift card as our token of appreciation. So thank you for attending today's webinar. I hope this may be really useful for you to find your opportunities, retail, the 5 major industries we discussed today. And if you have any questions, feel free to connect with me through LinkedIn or send us an email to Virtual Career Center or to me directly. So my email address is jchun@georgebrown.ca. So thank you for attending today's webinar and all the best. Bye for now.